Now, I don't know why my stinger isn't working. This is very frustrating. I forgot to check it between the last stream and this one. But hello, Magic Monsters. How are you all doing today? So today, this is why I've been doing this since I woke up a little later than usual, which is good because I have not been sleeping much. And so, since then, aside from doing the necessaries, I have been doing this, and I realized that Chatty here has been helping me with these extension methods and combining extension methods with generics, and those are two things. Extension methods are fairly straightforward, I think, once you understand what they are. But generics, of course, can get quite tricky. And so I realized I was making good progress with Chatty here, and I figured maybe you'd like to see what I'm doing. This is for Game Modules 4. So right now I'm going through the documentation, and if you see the documentation right now, it's all mixed between V4 and V whatever before 4. And I apologize for anyone who's actively trying to figure out how to use the current version, because the new version is completely different. Not completely different, but quite enough different where the old version, the new version, there's breaking changes. It's a major update, breaking changes. So I'm trying to be as fast as possible. At the same time, I'm trying to be as good as possible, which means making things as efficient as possible, adding all these fun little additional methods to help you out. For example, on our game condition list, I added all these counts this morning, and you think, well, that's just silly. Why would you need all those counts? And well, because it's easier, and that's why. So that now you can just say, hey, player conditions.count or player.conditions.count periodic, and that's how many periodic conditions they have. Or count the level of level 1 conditions. And then we're going to have additional methods like remove all level 1 conditions, because I figured there might be a good opportunity to make it very easy for a person like you using the game modules to just be able to say active player dot conditions dot remove all level 0, or remove level 0, and then all those get removed immediately. So stuff like that. Very nice helper methods. But I had tried earlier in the year to make these more generic, and because the lists can all inherit from game modules lists, and the objects in the lists can all inherit from game module object, or actually they can all be IAM game module. They don't inherit. They implement IAM game module objects. Game module object or game modules object? Game module object. Yeah. Hopefully that didn't break everything. Let's just check to see. Let's go around here. Oh, I also just ate some chips, tortilla chips, pretty quickly to get ready for this, and I think I cut inside my mouth. What is this? Is this a thing? Is this a thing I need to care about? The same field name is serialized multiple times in the class or parent class does not support. What? This is probably because of the generics, I assume. Attribute list. And let me know if that background music is too loud, by the way. I've turned it on for this stream. Mostly because, to be honest, I just ate and my belly might go. What's up, Tech Dave 99? How you doing? By the way, Jonathan and Christina, I think this is the first time I've seen you in the stream. I can't be sure of that, but if it is, welcome. Glad you're here. And Raphael, I've seen you here before, so you don't get a special welcome. You just get a normal hello and welcome. I assume this is happening because I just recently made these into generic types, and there could be some. Anyways, so yeah, I've been moving in the methods here. There are a lot of methods that they also. Every single one of these lists has a get method. And you can get it by the actual object, you can get it by the game version, you get it by the UID. Oh, and that actually might throw a problem into this. Well, we'll figure it out. But they all have the same thing, and I was like, I'm tired of copy pasting. And when you do copy paste, that's an implication that you should be doing it differently. I know. Well, I stream at odd hours for me too, and most of the time they're not planned. They're just whenever I feel like it, and that's that's just the way it is. It's just the way it is because life is life. All right. So what I was doing, I've got this testing method here just to make sure I'm not messing things up as I go along, and I'm using Chatty. So my flow of this, I'm not asking Chatty to do everything all at once. I'm asking to do only a little bit. Now we are limited to 25 messages per 3-hour period. It's a rolling 3-hour, but if we do too little per question, then we'll run out. If we do too much, then Chatty might mess up. Of course, if we do too many messages, Chatty might forget what we're doing too. So we gotta be careful with the AI. But we're gonna do maybe these all at okay, let's just do first and last. Okay, let's convert these. Okay, and this is easy enough. I could do this myself most likely. Maybe I should just for learning purposes, but at the same time we're just going to copy paste. And I do suggest to a lot of people, do not copy paste from ChatGPT. What's the difference here? Why are we having an error? Cannot resolve that. Interesting. Where? So this seems to not be knowing necessarily that it's a game module's object. So can we do this? No. Oh, because ChatGPT didn't realize we changed the name. Great. I should remind ChatGPT that. All right, so let's start with that. Just FYI, we've renamed that to that. All right, so I don't know if ChatGPT will figure that out, but maybe they will. Oh, can't do that. I was thinking about using the lambda expressions, but then I also figured it might be a little easier to read if it wasn't. For these ones, it would be pretty simple. It would just look like this. But the other ones would get a little bit more complex. So, I don't know. These ones are just one line. A Chatty. Chat GPT. I don't know what a 5-head is. Jason Storey. Hi, Jason Storey. I just like it calling Chatty because it's very chatty. It always talks back to me. Not in the bad way. In a good way. So these ones, I love your opinion. This is fine. It's only one line, no big deal. But if I were to do the same thing right here, that gets a little... Is that too much? Is that... I guess it's the same in the end, right? It looks the same in the end. This one can't. What's this? Is it better to... Jason Storey, you might have a thought here. Is it better to make this return an IEnumerable of type T versus an array of type T? Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. I forget sometimes. Sometimes with the ease of doing things, I forget. I also have to remember I'm on camera. That's a new thing for me. This is only the second time I've been on camera. So now you can see when I'm reading. This is me reading the chat. This is me not reading the chat. This is me wondering, why is there somebody in front of me with a gun? So now you know the different looks you might get during the stream. If you don't have a to array at the end, it's wasted work. I get that. Yeah. So here's a thought then. This is what I'm doing with it. These cases I do want to get an array back generally. I suppose a list could be a use case, but but folks who utilize this could just turn it into a list. So I don't know. Love your thoughts on that, but all right. So let's keep moving now. Because I took this and did first and last from my game first. Last. We don't have last. Oh, this is the. We need the list. Last. Wait a minute. What's? Oh, this is. Oh, god damn it. Now I just close things. Game stat list. All right. All right. First and last now need to be removed entirely from all these. First and last. So these are going to make each one of these methods much smaller. We'll fix that error in a second. I need to type things correctly. We'll fix all these errors in a second because some of these other methods might rely on these methods, so we might break things. So for this one, we'll just do this dot last. Hey, wait a minute. Why is that not working? Oh, I know why. I think because this turned into a. It has to be a method. So like this. Okay. All right, so Jason is saying, in general, you want the extensions that return the results to always return an enumerable. The reason, if they want to filter further before turning an array, they can. That's true. If you do the array cast yourself, it'll iterate and build to array. It'll then filter further. Then it'll do all that again. The only time I return an array is when it's a set size known thing. In general, anytime you use link in the extension method, then the enumerable or the return the enumerable, not the type. Well, that sounds like a best practice lesson right there. And so let's say to Chatty, let's see. Well, this will also help reinforce what we've been doing. We're going to say, please make these return enumerable t rather than an array. Let's see if ChatGPT can take on the challenge of doing my work for me. But really, it's not doing my work for me because, I still had to take the time to ask Jason what his thoughts were and take the time to read and take the time to type and take the time to check. So it's not really doing it for me. It's just helping me. It looks like it's working. Look at that. Oh, that's true. I am going to be chaining some of these together already. I know that for a fact, a factoid. So, assuming this didn't mess up and break anything, usually with this type of thing it doesn't. ChatGPT 4 at least. I don't know about 3. And now these are going to have to be to array. So that's going to be something I need to now say in my thing. But they could be a to list. So like, get ahead of the comments section. Jeez. You could just do var or you could do, you know, toArray or .toList, depending on the purposes of the thing. So now if I go back to my documentation, let me just see. Get, first, last. So this is going to have to be changed. This is going to have to be last and first. And this is going to have to be last and first with the brackets there. And then these are the wrong size. Oh, no, that's not right. It's not the wrong size. Is this the wrong size? No. It looks smaller than that for some reason. Huh, maybe it's the letter F looks bigger to me. Okay, so that is that. And I should probably put a hint up here that that anything that returns a list, methods which return multiple objects will return an enumerator T type dependent on the list you're dealing with, and you can convert that to a list or an array. And then enumerator. And then we will give examples. Are you seeing everything I'm saying? Yes, you are. Okay. So I want to make sure I'm not like moving things off the screen there. Okay. I think we're on the same page there, Jason. I always enjoy being on the same page with Jason. That means I'm doing something probably good and clever and very helpful. So we're going to give examples of this. So let's do the examples here in my test script here. So we can say list game stat. I'm going to be explicit here for the documentation. Let me just copy this actually. .toList, and we're going to say game stat list and list game stat duplicate game stats. All right. Looks like we have an extra thing here. And we could do game stat array to array. Ha! See, Jason said I nailed the try get and get, and he's right. I did, which is thank you. But I didn't originally. When I first did it, it was not right, and I was like, oh no, that's not right, because I realized I was using try get stuff with other things. And I was like, wait, that's not what mine does exactly. So I tried to do better, but glad you noticed. That's nice too. All right, I'm going to merge this and just see. If you want to see the docs live, you can go to scripting docs from infinitypbr.com. And I just want to see what this looks like. It's now, by the way, also in dark mode by default. I don't know if that matters to you. But game module list, get methods. I just wanted to see what this looks like. So yeah, it's a shame that it doesn't automatically move down. But it is what I see. What you see is what you get in the actual docs. So so I guess I could do this to make it more readable. array. It's pretty obvious, I think, but we'll still do that. And then we'll do additional, what's the right word? Work before making it an array. And we'll do duplicates. So we're going to do the game stat array and toArray. But before we do toArray, we're going to do something dot where x dot object name. What's the like? No. Dot contains maybe sword. Is that right? Object name contains sword. So this would get duplicates of some type. We'll say weapon. So duplicates of weapons with the name sword to array. Duplicate swords. All right. So that does some additional computation prior to doing that. And I suppose from what I've seen is link statements generally get formatted like so, with a new line for each dot that they have, something like that. All right, so there we go. Yeah. Earlier, I had made the decision to make sure all of my things were contains rather than has. I was debating doing has this or has that or contains this and that. I chose contains. A real like function like that. Well, I have to watch those talks. I don't have time. I need more time. Well, I'm going to get a message in weekend. Why am I... Okay, well... Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, it was from my boss, which is weird because it's a weekend and I'm going to message from my boss, but he was just saying that something I did made him chuckle out loud. Really, I just put a picture of myself drinking coffee like this on a big flow chart thing that I had worked on. And just because I saw the function existed that you could take a picture or screenshot, and I was like, oh, if I could take a screenshot, let me do that. Some corporate environments aren't into that kind of stuff, but others, the fun ones, are. And I appreciate that my boss thought that was funny and made him laugh out loud. All right, so I think we're good there. We got the documentation up for that. We adjusted the first and last, and we have the notice here that methods will return IEnumerator and examples that you can use to get toList to array to, and then do additional work. Why we return IEnumerator. So that's good. And you can of course use var instead there if you wanted to. All right, let's move along. All right, so yeah, there's a lot more. This is so much more. All right, so we did first and last. Where were they? First, last. Okay, now I want to do these gets. So there's a whole bunch here. Now this is where I'm not sure if this is gonna be able to work, because this is again an item attribute, or this has an item attribute, and that is not part of the generic. The generic is going to have the game item attribute. So let's see if Chatty can tell us how to do this. Can this be converted? I love that it remembers your conversation so you don't have to restate things. Okay, see. Yes. Okay. So if you notice the get methods, and this is one of the things I'm very proud of my get methods, because my get methods have this add if not null or add if null option. So let's imagine you've got a game stat list. This is a good example. Is a game stat list, and let's say the stat is gold, and you've forgotten to add it, or you just didn't take the time to do a method that adds it at the beginning because maybe it didn't matter. If you have this to be true whenever you're trying to get an item, it will add it to the list, so it won't return null. Instead, it'll say, oh shit, it's not there, right? If it is there, it will return what's found. If it's not found, and if we're adding by null, then we'll add it first and return that, rather than, otherwise we'll return null. And distinct also works with that, where if it has to be distinct, now, of course, if it's not found, then this is kind of a redundant, I guess, because if it's not found, then there's no, so it won't be distinct. So that's kind of redundant, I suppose, there. But yeah, it's actually extremely redundant. This does not matter at all. Sorry if that was loud. I think I said this very, very loudly. All right, so let's see. I don't know. I'm going to copy this and we're going to look at it because I don't know if this is actually going to work. I have a sense that it's not going to, but we'll see. Okay. So right here you can see game item attribute. This is not correct. This is not correct. So what I think we're going to have to do is only convert this, and then each one will have to have their own unique here, or maybe only unique this one. So let's start there. We're going to go back to where we were. And so I think these two can be converted. Okay, one step back. Let's just convert these. I think those can be, what's that? We need to know the, oh, we haven't done try get yet. Oh, well, we're going to do that. All right, so let's just do all of these at once too, and we'll see if we can do that. Okay, please update the last response, but also add these. The try get method is in here. But we will remove the one that uses item attribute because that will not work in this context, I believe. All right, this is a big ask for Chat GPT. We just asked Chat GPT to go back and update these with the new information that we're providing and converting the new information at the same time. I mean, get by type is not yet converted. Okay, let's see if I can wrap my head around all this. So we're copying a bunch, but not everything. It's important to remember here. Okay, get by type and add are both missing. So I guess we have to do those as well. This is getting complicated. Okay, let's also convert these and update any of the previous methods that may need to be updated. Okay, that, and the other one was add, just a simple add method. And so these are going to be these three. Oh shoot, there's a lot of extra stuff here. Add is actually going to be So there's actually custom stuff here for the item attribute, an item attribute specifically on this one. So this can't be converted to the generic method because it's custom. So none of these can be converted. Note that each game modules list has an add method, but it's different for each. We'll see what it says. So this might not work. I think if it's different for each, then I wonder how we go to how we get. I guess we don't. We just have to do our own get. Hey, caught the distinct. All right. So this is get by type. Get. Try get by type. Okay. What are we changing here? This is the other thing that happens when you have too much code and you don't know which one it's actually telling you to update. So get by type. By type. Oh, we didn't do that yet. Okay, so get by type. All right, and then this is get. It looks like this. Assuming the add will be called on the list itself. Is that what it's doing? We'll have to dig into that. Okay, let's actually do both of these. And then try get by type T. I don't know if that actually had any updates. All right, so this is saying, assuming the add method will be called in the list itself. Oh, I see what you're saying, Jason. So make it very explicit that you can get or create. I can see that. I'll noodle that one for the next few seconds, as I think what we need here is to basically say that these have an add method. So public, well, what is our add method? Does it return anything? It does return a game stat. So it's going to return a T add. No, I'm sorry, no, I must declare a body. Wait a minute. Am I doing this right? Add return default. Okay. Does that work? UID and distinct. So string UID bool distinct equals, what are my defaults here? True. Okay. Return default. This is where generics start getting really tricky, everybody. Because I'm thinking, okay, well, all these lists do inherit from game modules list, but I think each one might have like this. The GameStat one has set dirty. Add the Quest Pro has event stuff, so they each have something unique about them that does some additional stuff. So they're just going to have to do overrides, I suppose. And I believe since we now have this as a virtual method, we can override them. So we're going to have to do that here. But first, this appears to be not throwing errors. So now, if we go back to our stuff here, we can keep this as such. And okay, so that's not going to work. Why? Is it because it has set dirties true? So it would be public game stat add what am I doing here? Add string UID bool distinct equals true, and then from this we'd basically just call this. So it would just be, UID distinct, and we'll say true, just to be explicit there. So this now is being hidden by this override. Making a compound stat, contract for stat. Right, if stat is compound stat, compound. Not quite following you, but oops, return to sender. This has to be the override then, right? So this is the override for the other one. And no, stat list is a list of game stats. Game stat list has a list on it that has game stats in it, but itself is not a list, if that makes sense. I think what I'm going to do here is keep the add as virtual, so that in here, when we get, we can automatically do the add. I think why I didn't do this before is because it got tricky where you know, in these instances where the methods don't do exactly the same thing. And then they start talking to each other, and so it got extra tricky. So it appears that everything is not breaking here. Oh, or not. Okay, so we're going to have to update these in various spots. Okay. It's going to be cleared out so we can deal with the rest later. Okay. I think we just need now to update all the others to remove the gets. Which one were we working on? I guess we were doing stats list. So we've got the ads, we've got the override ad here, and I'm going to put this on the top of those three. So those all do the ads, and this ad will just then do this, and it's going to, I don't know if this is an issue. I want you to be able to call this method with this being false. So I think this would still work. If something does behavior differently, allow other code to query for the specific version and use that if they want to. If the module object is spicy object, add with spicy thing, else add. Okay, I might circle back to that, Jason. I want to complete what I'm doing now before I forget what I'm doing now, because I can clear my message out there, because I will forget, and then I might circle back to that. All right, so these are the ads. What else did we add? We added the try gets and the get alls and gets. Okay. Okay, so did we do try get game ID? We did. All right. So I believe we did all try get 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4. Yes. Okay. So 1 2 3 4. So all of those, and we did 1 2. So the gets, though, we did something differently, right? We did a, what did we do for get? We just have the get with the this is not right. This is going to be a game module object. We do that. Game module object. All right. So the only get we did here is the one, oh no, we did both. The one with the UID and one with the object. We could not do the get with the scriptable object version. So we don't need this. We don't need this, but we do still need this. So it's coming back to itself here, but this is this is a string. What's up, Loner Wolf? Okay, let's ask Chat GPT this too. We're going to ask Chatty. Oh, that's not Chatty. This is Chatty. Hey, Chatty. This method is on my game stat list, which list. Okay. The get stat.uid portion seems to be trying to call get on this method rather than the extension method. Why? Why is that? So it's saying I just need to do game modules list extensions dot get, but even that is not. Oh, I typed it wrong. But that still isn't working too. Okay, well, you know, rather than going through mental gymnastics, what if we don't make these generic? What if? I do have a get that does the string, right? No. Oh. Wait, yes I do, right here. String. String bool bool. String bool bool. What am I missing here? Let me just see. For some reason, this is not finding this extension method. I feel like it must just be missing something here. Oh, okay. It's saying it doesn't know that this is supposed to be a game stat. Okay. And then, oh, then I have to pass the list in. I see. So that was the thing. I have to pass the list in. So what if I just do this? Would this work? No. No. So now this goes back to the beginning where it tries to do the instance version. Okay, so to do this, I have to call that explicitly, and then pass in the list. And then what is this saying here? To extension method invocation. So that's, oh, interesting. Okay. So I can just say this dot get, and that changes it. Interesting. If I do this, will it always use the extension method? Because earlier it said that I would use the instance method, but you're explicitly invoking the extension method. Interesting. I did not know that. It doesn't have one of the same signature. Okay, so that's a lot easier. This dot get. Interesting. I see. You know. You learn something new every hour. Every hour you learn something new. No, that's not true. By the way, you don't really. I mean, maybe. I guess in a way you do. You always learn what now feels like every single instant, right? I suppose. If time is even a thing and now exists, which it might not. All right. Oh, and how about them UFOs, huh? So, Jason, you and Chatty seem to be saying something slightly differently here, and Ryder seems like this is going to work. It appears to be finding the correct method in the extension method. So, I don't know. I think we need to have you and Chatty duke it out. I don't know. This is similar then. Jason Storey versus machine. Some might argue it's machine versus machine. Some might argue it's actually human versus AI human. Nice, Christina. That's what I like to hear. That's true. It does have more context than you. So in all of these, this is basically I'm just having to add this in front of these. Now, this might end up becoming a generic 2 in the end, but I'm doing it slowly. All right, so now I need to make sure I do this on all of them. Ooh. Well, I don't want to do that, Jason. Where's my testing? Oh, nope, testing. Look, I've got 2 tests. Let me remove this one. Testing. So if I were, so this is my new game stat list. So I'm going to say var new game stat equals game stat list dot get and gibberish UID. What is this going to call? This is calling the extension method get. And if I say var new stat equals new stat object, I pass that in, it calls this on here. So it appears that it will call the right thing. I mean, the other option, I think, is just keeping them all in these distinct list classes. And then essentially, though, that would remove Oh, this is only doing try gets. Yeah, I could just keep all the gets outside of it, because none of these are doing get. Oh, the gets are doing try gets. It just means I'd have one of these and one of these on all the... Okay. In this case, when you say be careful when you call a function with the same name as the parent is the game stat list, and the child is the game modules list extension. Okay. And then I think we moved these two over as well. Get all and get all of type. Okay. So that was a lot of stuff removed. So let's try to do that here as well. Get. Okay, so move those, adding this here, get all, get all. I also have Copilot on, by the way. We removed try gets and try get by ID as well. Then down here we have, did we not do try get game ID? Does kind of make sense, but I want people to be able to use get from all three ways: gain by passing in the stat, by passing the game stat, by passing the UID of the stat. But it's slowly getting better for me. One of the tips I heard is that I guess Copilot only sees what methods you have up. So by having a lot of methods loaded here, it will be better. And I have noticed that it will give me my complete methods. It's like a better autocomplete. Yeah, that's exactly what I've been using it for. It's just I'll start typing it and it'll finish it for me. And if I've typed it once in one context, it'll just figure out the rest, which is nice. So it's saved. It's like, 30 seconds here, 30 seconds there. Yeah. Yeah, it's also taught me to be much more explicit with my property names and method names and all that, because it uses that too. So that's a good practice, I suppose. Okay, so same thing here. We remove all of these and this added there, and then we remove the try gets. And okay. And then we just have to, whoops. See what just happened? So I typoed and it did some other class, and now there's a chance it actually added that way up here. It didn't this time. That's good. Sometimes it does, and then I find out later that I've got some random using statement that screws up everything, and it's just because I had a typo that I fixed, but then the using statement is still there. So before I release this, I have to go through every script and check up top to remove any using statements here that aren't being used. Okay. We'll deal with all these later once we've done this conversion. All right, so next one is game item object list. We've got our gets here, getting easier. And I guess I can just remove all of these at once. And then we will say this. Oh my God, I can't even type this. And then we're gonna do the same all here. Why is this one throwing me something's different? What is the remove on the other method? Is it different? Wait a minute. It is different. Oh, this is because. Okay. Okay, so there's a string UID remove, which is like here, although I apparently do it differently. Same thing. Okay. All right, so there's that, but then this one is doing a try get that has an attribute too, and I had probably just deleted it by accident. So let me just undo for a bit here. Okay, let's slow down our roll here. We're gonna do this. We'll fix the issues that arise, and then we'll do the rest. Okay, try get. All right, so there is a try get with an attribute ID. This is a custom one for the game item object list, where you're going to try and get one that has a specific attribute attached to it. And so this method right here needs to not be deleted, whereas these ones can be, those four. Okay. And that, I believe, will solve that problem. Okay. Yes. We're good there. Click a parameter in a method with multiple parameters, hold Control-Alt-Shift, and press left and enter. Okay. Click a parameter in a method that has multiple parameters. Well, let me find one now. Here's one. Hold Control-Alt-Shift. So click one, Control, Alt, and Shift, and then left or right. Doing nothing for me. Control this. Oh, there you go. This is on a Mac. It's going to be Command Option, which is like Alt and Shift. You know, the similar method for going up and down stopped working for me a while back. I don't know why. I think it was a writer update or something, but moves the parameter left and right. Okay, last one is game condition list. We will do the get method. So these are custom here. These are different from the others. These are not. And how many try gets do we have? Try get, try get, try get, try get game ID. Okay, so those are not. So we can remove those. And we can say this dot try get. All right, so the difference here is these gets have this I have stats source because these are conditions. And conditions might have, say, the caster of the condition, right? Conditions affect stats, and sometimes the casters or the source of the condition will affect how potent the condition is. You can imagine a very experienced wizard casting a curse would be a much more impactful curse than the same curse cast by an apprenticed wizard. Therefore, you need to know the source. I have stats would refer to the wizard here in this case. And so I have stats source is very important for the game condition get. Therefore, these will have to remain as they are. Because we have the I have stats source. You could still just get a condition ignoring the I have stats source, which is the same here. It's just null. But these all work with the source. So we're going to leave those there, I guess. Okay. What's this? Get all. Get all conditions. Why is this not working? Oh, we have to say to array. I see. That's my note in the thing there. So really what we should say is I enumerate game condition is just that. So this is, by the way, on the game modules actor method. The game modules actor is something that you might, if you're using game modules, you might inherit from in your actor, because it's going to have all these fancy methods here that you can make use of. And the game modules is largely automated. There's very little you add in runtime. There's very little you actually have to do. There's really just, right now, Quest still has a tick, something I want to look at to see if I can remove, because it's the only one that has a tick method. And then the start actions. You have to call start actions. No big deal there. But aside from that, everything runs automatically, which is wonderful. And so it's a lot easier if you inherit your actor from game modules actor, because all these things are just set up for you. Otherwise, you have to set it up yourself. And that just doesn't sound fun to me. Okay. So this is going to be the same. We're just going to do that there. I'm surprised that, well, I guess it only caught because I just now converted the conditions over. That's why it didn't get caught earlier. Okay, now then. All right, the next step to move, and I'm going to write a note here. Note that get for conditions is unique as it can take the I have stats source, which is the caster or giver of the condition, to the object which now has the condition. So that's important. That way, like, let's say you have a thing where you can magically de-arm or what will be the word where you remove all spells, de-spell or whatever of a specific wizard. You could say do that, and then on every object that has a condition from that source, that condition can be destroyed. Yeah. You could genericize the I have stats get also. Basically the thing I was talking about there. Yeah. Yeah, I might come back to all that later, because I am of the mind right now to make the scripts as short as they can be and still being as plentiful with their options. But I think I'm going to hold off on that, partly to make sure I don't get too confused too quickly. All right, so these save and loads, I'm going to move this whole chunk down. I might come back to this one as well. I was working on doing this, but it doesn't need to happen. Like we don't need a save and load data on each one of these lists. We could have one, but I don't know if it would ever actually be needed by anyone, so I haven't gone through the work. And it could just confuse people if they see it and think they have to use it when they don't actually have to use it, if that makes sense. And that relates to this up here too, but okay. All right. Okay. Let's just keep going down the list, I guess. Okay, so this is the get for that. Testing. All right, now we've got our add methods. I see. Yeah. And I guess I could do something similar, right? If I just say, if it is a condition. So to your point, this is derailing. Jason Storey is very good at getting me derailed, which I don't mind actually. But like for this here, we could say if get if T is condition, right? We can do that, I think. Let's do if T is condition, then do something. If game module object is condition, is type of condition. Is that? No. Yeah, I hear you. But I'm not so sure. Because I don't know. Good night, Christina. Have a wonderful dream or two about unicorns. I'm gonna move on for now, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna yeah. I'm not gonna do that right now. Okay, we're gonna do the ads. That's what we're gonna do. The ads methods. So this is gonna be similar where this add method has a stat So we can't do that there. But we can do, I believe, these. So let's ask Chatty to convert these. Please convert these to the extension methods. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, the ad needs to be unique. Okay, so maybe we won't do the ads at all, because every ad's going to be unique, and it doesn't make sense to me to convert these to be generic when the main bulk of it, the main actor here, is just doing that. It's kind of similar to the get one in a way. Thanks, Jason. I always appreciate it. I think you know that. Yeah, so we're not gonna do this because there's too much, just too much. Okay, we'll skip all of the add methods. Makes sense to not make them so generic. So we'll skip the ads, then we'll do the contains though. So we will need to keep one contains separate from the rest. But I think contains game ID, contains type. These are all very generic themselves. Contains duplicates, counts, list, count unique, count type. Okay, let's do all of these. Let's convert these. So these are just counting and contains, does it have it in it. Very generic. Helpful, hopefully, counting the type. So, you can see how many items of a specific type, swords or weapons or armor or whatever it is. It could be contains duplicates. Yes, there are multiple swords on this. So you could say maybe you have some quest that's only available if you have more than one sword, where it says, hey, I see you've got an extra sword there. Here's the quest, take me along and give me that sword and take me along and I'll help fight with you. And then you say, okay, but if you only have one sword, then you could do something like that. Oh, so I actually have that. So I've got count duplicates of type. So you could say, how many swords do you have? Or it's the object type. It's probably not going to be swords. It's probably going to be weapon. How many weapons do you have? But contains duplicates of the type weapon. All right. All right. All of these. Look at all these. Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful stuff. Uh-oh. Oh, that's my fault. My bad. And did I do? This could just be that, in which case it could be that. Oh, just a try again. No, duh, it can't be that. Okay. My bad. Okay, I'm just going through making sure I got all of this type of stuff done. Okay, you use the same format. That's nice. All right, we have to introduce the system math. Okay. And then we should be able to just get rid of all these. Okay, so now we should be able to do the same on all of these. Not those ones. I may have deleted too many. Hold on, let's go back a little bit. Yes, I need to keep the first contains. And then do somewhere there's another one, this one. Okay. The first contains is going to be the stat, and so we want to be able to pass that. So we're going to do the same thing with these ones as well. We'll keep the first contains, and the rest we will get rid of. And then add the thises. Do you know the song you're listening to in the background comes with the Mummy? I think it's the Mummy and Sarcophagus package. A lot of them have music from back in the day when I was spending money on that sort of thing. And that is one. This is one of those songs. So now you know. You're welcome. Okay. Okay, contains. Oh, we can't delete all of these. Gotta be careful here. Okay, we can delete this one. We can delete these. Delete that. Delete that. Delete those. Delete that. Delete that. Okay. Yeah, so the game item object list, this one has a contains for something, and it has to have this attribute. So, for instance, an attribute in your game might be rare or epic or something like that. And if you want to know if the list contains an epic item, you can just say list contains something. Well, actually, you'd probably just do contains attribute epic. Here, you're looking for a very specific UID, so a specific object. So, I guess wooden sword, that's epic. So, if you have a wooden sword, that's epic, and this would be the UID of the wooden sword. Otherwise, you just do contains attribute. Yeah, that's the way we'll have to do it, I guess. Okay. And the last one. Okay. This is all in a different order. That's not helpful. Contains game ID. We did move that one over, right? Yes. Okay. So both of those contains can be removed. Contains display name. Did we move this over? We didn't. So let's do this one by hand. So it contains, so I'm just going to paste in here, and then we're going to do a public static bool contains display name T, this game modules list of type T there, or whatever, game modules list, and we're going to need string display name, and it's doing the rest for me. And we're going to list any game condition. It's just going to be x dot display name equals display name, but it's saying no here because it wants me to enforce the contract or have a contract with game modules, or I am game module here that has public string display name. It's going to force that. Now this is going to work, but all these other things are going to break. And so what we need to do is add this to each. So I'm going to have a bunch of breaking things here. So we just have to go through and just adjust those real quick. Yeah, so this is a condition has a special thing with a stacking. Sometimes the conditions can stack. If it can't stack, then it will overwrite it, and you'll get the more powerful of the two for the longer time of the two. If they don't stack, and so that's where that's why we had a display name thing. And they stack based on the display name, I guess. I don't remember exactly, but something like that. So we're going to have to add that display name to all the other game object or game module types as well. So we're just going to do that here. And we're going to say parent dot display name. Oh, okay, never mind. We don't have a display name on the others. We only have object name, which would be the same. So I'm going to undo everything I just did. We don't need this. We're just going to have undo. Okay. Okay, so that's just going to be unique to condition. Game out. What is this? Oh, did I delete one from this? Okay, what is this contains name here? Well, that should be something that should be in here. Interesting. Okay, we can add that there. Contains name. Okay, so we're going to say public static bool contains name T this game modules list T game modules list string dot object or not dot object name and where T is I am game modules object. We return if the game modules list dot any of them x dot object name equals object name, and it's going to be object name, not object type. There we go. And that's cool because that was not one that I had on every list. I only had that on the single list. And it's something that should be on all the lists. By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe. I always appreciate that. There's no bells or whistles when it happens, but I appreciate it. Ooh, messages from my friends. I'm taking a break now by reading messages from my friends. What are they saying today, these shenanigans? Yep. Ooh, they might grill burgers? Burgers. Yum. Okay, I'll come over after I finish being a nerd and live streaming on YouTube like a nerd. Burgers, yum. That's fun. See, I moved. This is the thing. So I don't know about you, and I think we've read these things and stuff. But I recently moved to this wonderfully expensive home, and I now live a very short electronic bike ride away from my friend's house. Now, I've always lived close enough to my friends where we could just hang out, i.e., we can drive 40 minutes to hang out. But that's not convenient, right? For a quick, oh, we're having burgers, come over. And since I moved here, I've been very happy to be able to just go over to my friend's house, hang out with her and her family, or kids, or other friends that go over there, and then just ride my bike there, ride my bike back. And it's extremely nice. And I don't think, it's been a long time since I've lived this close to people where I can just pop over like that. And I like it. That's it. That's my story. So now we're going to do, let's see. Oh, Link was scary and confusing. Oh my gosh. Well, I was just reading, to be fair, Jason. I was literally just copying these other ones. It would have taken me more time if I didn't have the cheat sheet here. It would have taken me more time to figure it out, and I probably would have had fits and starts, and I probably would have forgotten this part entirely as well. But yeah, that's what you do, right? You learn, you live, you learn, and get a little more comfortable. All right, there's more to do though. Where's my stat list? Did it disappear? I think it disappeared. We don't have any. Do we have errors? I may not have fixed all the things. Okay, I guess I did. All right. Game stat list. 1, 2, 3, 4. Game item attribute. Game item object. Writer sometimes closes scripts that you have up. Game stat list, and I don't like that. All right, I wanted to start on the game stat list. All right. Receive transfer. This is far too unique. And far too unique. Remove at, however. This is going to be unique too. Do the other ones have remove at? This one also has set effective stat sturdy. This one does too. Yeah. Remove at. Do they all have the same thing? I guess they are all the same thing. Why is this commented out? Excuse me. This should not be. Oh, I see. Okay. I commented out. So I've got a concept on the items called quest item. Now you don't have to have quest items, but the idea is a quest item is something that maybe is special from the other uns in a way that I need to be specific or opinionated or bespoke or whatever the word would be. Whereas you can imagine in a scenario with my inventory module, you can't drop a quest item. Maybe you don't want to let the player drop a quest item because that could destroy the game and ruin things. So if it's a quest item, then you can't drop it. That's part of the built-in automation part. I think I originally had done that for this remove at, but then I realized in the usage of unequipping an item, you can unequip a quest item. That's not going to be an issue. And so I realized that I needed to not do that here. And instead, other folks just need to figure that out for their remove if you do your own custom stuff. My stuff will keep track of it. Your stuff, if you write your own custom stuff, would have to, if it's a thing you care about. So it does look like these are all the same. Remove ats are all the same in all of these. This one doesn't have a blackboard though. Do we do? I guess we should add that. So, okay. They're all the same. So therefore we can do that. All right. So Chatty, please convert these. Okay, we're going to type in that one. And then we're going to type in, we have to keep the top one of these removes. The rest we can remove these. And then we have to keep this top remove all. But the rest, let's just yeah, these all should be the same for remove all. So effective stats dirty. Okay. Okay. So we will copy these, remove game ID, remove exact. This is incorrect, I think. Remove exact is supposed to be remove game ID because the game ID is the exact. Oh, I see. It's just saying remove exact that game stat. Okay, okay, that works. So yeah, so what's the difference between this and this? Ah, yeah. So if you say remove a game stat, it's going to remove a game stat by that UID. So you have to say remove exact to remove that very specific game stat. And I think I want to leave it that way because in all the other methods, there's the same pattern where you can pass in a stat and it'll just get the UID from that. You can pass in a game version or game object, game modules object, and it'll get the UID from that. Or you can pass in the UID. Those three all do the same thing. But in some cases, when you want to remove like something that's by the game ID, then first you need to get that game object and then remove the exact one rather than one by the game ID. Okay. All right. And then we can do the clear as well. Perfect. Thank you, Chatty. Oh, I don't have that method. Ooh. Okay, can these... these are all doing this a different way. Okay, but they all take in one of those. So this should be the same on all of them, I believe, as well. Same, not same. Why is this different? First, I have a debug log that I can get rid of. So if don't post, then return. Otherwise, new note, owner, game ID, note subject, new object this, Blackboard add note, notify on post. What's this allow notification? The others don't have allow notification. Okay, we can add that to the others. Even though they're not used by the others. And then okay, so that was an explicit change just for the quest list, but what we can do then is add this here. It's true by default, so it won't actually change the logic on any of these. And instead of doing this, we will only add it or do the notification if we are allowing the notification and we want to notify on post. So, okay, so we can we convert this? Convert this. And the other one is now I also added this to the I am game module object interface. All right, so what we're doing here is saying to Chatty, okay, I understand we need to add these two things. So I've added this method. We can convert this method, and I've added this. So we'll see what Chatty does here. Okay, so we convert this like that. So let me copy these over. Uh-oh. We have to make methods for those. Ooh, and the owner too. Okay, let's not convert that. There's just a lot of things to do there. Okay, let's move these over first and see if any of this makes sense. Come on, copy, select. Okay, so these commented out parts are the issue. Okay. Okay, well, maybe we do. Okay, we have to do this then. Okay. Each one's going to have a public setfx stat dirty and void, but instead of this, it's going to be a I am game module object, and then we can say game modules list dot, whoops, game module list dot set affected stats dirty. All right. Now it's in the contract that will be there, and I think that's what this was getting at, or something similar. Okay, and then for the game module list, we also need post to Blackboard, owner, notify, subject, and notify on post, and this is going to be here. So public owner. Let's see. Wait a minute. Thing is that the owner okay, what if we said game ID instead? And here we did public string game ID return default. Virtual, and then in each of these, game ID we can say it's going to be the owner. Public override string game ID is going to be the owner game ID. And if we add that to each of these, trying to do it in the same spot on each one. Slightly different there. If we do that, then we just need to have post these three, and that's easy enough. Post list to Blackboard, notify, note subject, notify, and post. Note subject. So there's going to be three of these. Public bool post list to Blackboard equals post list to Blackboard. Nope. Returns that. Notify and post. Note on subject. Note subject. Notify on post and note subject. Can I put these? You already have that? No. Oh, string. Then can I put these here? Does that work? No, because now each of them needs that. Note subject's going to be different for everyone. The others are just two bools. So I could just put these on here. And then for note subject, make this virtual. make it blank. And then say public override string public override string note subject is going to be stats. Am I using this anywhere? Okay, so then on all the others, subject, on all the others, we just have to change this. Quests, item attributes, item objects. Fix the errors. Of course, that's going to be removed, but that's okay. All right, and then here we say this. All right, and then we can go back into these and say add this to Blackboard can be removed entirely. And I'm understanding more, I think, why I need to call this, because since we're using extension methods have to come, they have to extend something. So if you just have a method name, it's not extending anything. So you have to say, where am I extending? I'm extending this, which is a game stat list. And then you get all the extension methods. And that's why you need to do this before each of these. Otherwise, it just doesn't know what we are doing here. Do anything. Guess we don't paste the item attribute list to Blackboard, which makes sense. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, and add this to Blackboard. Don't do ticks anymore. I don't do that version of this anymore. All right. That should be good. Let's just check. I should probably play through this demo game as well to make sure I didn't mess everything else up. What are we missing here? Oh, set affected stats dirty. what are we supposed to be doing? We're supposed to be saying set effective set story with an object. So I guess we just need do none of them have it? Okay, so each of the lists needs to have one where with a single object and a list of objects. Those are the lists. Oops. So this has that here. An object and a list of scriptable objects. So if we take this same set effect, why? Wait a minute. Why are we doing it here and not? Why do we need this again? I don't think we do. I don't think we needed to do that at all. I think I was getting confused between this interface and game modules list. Oh, shoot. So I want to make sure this doesn't actually, because if this gets called instead of the base ones, then we're screwed. We're not, you know. But on these other ones, what are we doing? Like here we're doing a game quest. So we need to have a list of... But this is the only one, right? Yeah, so then on this one, we're not overriding. We're going to override game module object, or yeah, I am game module object. And game stat. No. Has game stat? No. Let's ask Chatty. Can I convert the game stat to type game stat in this? All right, so it's saying do this. Oops. Oh, so this converts it. Okay. We might need to go back here. Oh, okay. It's game quest. Game quest. Okay. So that's, okay. I get it now. I think I get it now. So now, basically, each one does something different. Of course, that's why we're doing the override. And so, if I comment this out, we should get 7 usages of it. Yes. Okay. Good. So we need to get the other set affected stats dirty. And how many? We have only. We only have the one. That's because we're on game quest, so undo. Okay. All right, that was because we were on the game quest, not the game quest list. All right, let's bring that up. We only have 4 up. We're missing the game quest list. Game quest list. Nope, we have that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, so we did the game stat list. We did the game quest list. All right. Set affected stats dirty on one object. We'll do the same thing here. Move this to this. If game module object is game quest, nope, is game item attribute. Game item attribute. Then we will do owner game item attribute directly affects list. Okay, and this should go up to 7 plus 3. It does. All right. What was it going again? Set affected. Set affected stats dirty. Very similar. Game item object. So if the game module object is a game item object, then we will set the stats dirty on the stats directly affects list. Last one for this one is game condition. Set affected stats dirty for a single object versus the list. It's going to be game condition. Game condition. Oops. Condition directly affects list. Yes. Okay. All right. So let's test this to make sure everything works as expected. There was a lot changed there, and it's entirely possible that I effed up. Okay. Let me text my friend. Let's press play. We're just going to check to make sure that the stats are changing, because that's the biggest. If the stats aren't changing, then it means it's not working, or if there's a shit ton of errors. That's ones we can ignore, though, for now. All right, so new game. So we're going to check the stats here. Oh, look, they're all 0. That's a problem. Everything's wrong. That's a problem. All right, pause. Null reference. All right, let's just stop that. Null reference. What's going on null reference? Player stats get hit points. Not getting the hit points. One of these could be null. Yeah, I should have tested this earlier. Oops. That's the hazard when you change stuff. I guess this is why they do the unit tests, right? So that when you change something, you'll know instantly if it breaks. I think that's the point. So let's do our debugs. Player is null. Player equals null. All right. We're gonna check stats. Something else. Hit points is null. And I guess hit points max. I don't think it would be that, but Let's find out. So we're going to go directly to that scene now. Excuse me. Terribly sorry. Alright, we're going to go directly to the scene to avoid having to click. So, character creation. Clear this out. Press play. I don't expect it to work. We're still going to get the null reference. And then we'll find it. Oh, man. Maybe I shouldn't have gone to the scene. Alright, there it is. Players not null, stats not null. Okay. If none of those are null, null reference exception. Object is... Okay, so what are we doing here then? Maybe we're not getting the game stat out. Debug. Okay, so var game stat equals that. Debug. All right. So my guess is then we're not getting the game stat out, which is interesting. Get out of false, out of null. Well, this is where that would come into play. Okay. I'm going to go back to the other scene, though, to avoid having to sift through all those other errors that we'll deal with later. Okay. Let's go back to the title scene. Press play. Clear out all these serialized multiple time warning error things. Click new game, get a null reference exception, stop, and listen. All right. So game stat is indeed null. Okay. So if game stat is null, now I could just say add if null, do that here, but the problem is I want to know why it stopped working. And so this is where, for each stat in starting stats, player add stats. So let's do some checks here. This is on character creation step. So now we do have to go back to the character creation scene. We might have to force quit Unity. Nope. Okay. Go in here. Starting stats. So we see their starting stats here. Let's see what we're going to be doing here. We're going to say debug.log adding stat.object name, and then we will do var found stat equals player.stats.get stat and debug.log found it's null, and we're going to say found equals null. Okay. So my guess is it's not adding them, but it's going to confirm that basically. Okay, and we'll find the last error that isn't one of those. Okay, here we go. So yeah, we're supposed to be adding them and they're not being added. Okay, let's go back then. So let's check out add stat. Game stat add stat. Stat add stat. Okay. And this is just saying stats add by UID. And this is here. So we're going to say, all right, debug.log add method UID is UID. Debug.log should add to list. Yeah, I like stats. The bigger the better. Which has list.count items, and now we're going to say debug.log list now has list.count items. So we'll see where we get stuck here, because well, we should be reaching this, but we'll see. Whoa. Well, okay. Let's do this 1 second. Let's see. We're going to pause this time because it's clearly adding it many, many, many times. So let's go to our list here. So it's going to be on game data. I believe this will be on the players. And stat list is empty. Oh, nope, there it is. Stats. Oh, what's going on here? Look at this. There are 2 lists. Why are there 2 lists? Because this has a list. Interesting. Oh shoot. How? So if I just comment this out, does that break anything, or will everything just work? Because this is a list of game stat. This is a list of game stat. Okay. Okay. So that's the issue there. Let me. Oh, we're gonna have to. Oh, is it gonna crash? Ooh. Oftentimes, Unity's been crashing when I update the scripts while it's paused. Oh, and maybe it just did that. Nope. This time I somehow snaked my way in there. All right, so I believe I won't run into that issue now, but I will with the other lists. All right, so we got a little further now. Okay, so we are going to have to comment out the list on all these other ones. That's something I should have done a long time ago, but I just didn't. And I'm commenting it out now just in case I F up again. But I'm pretty sure this is the issue here, that everyone had 2 lists because their parent had 2 lists. Okay. All right, now we have an issue. These are supposed to be changing based on the racing class, and they aren't. So an elf mage, oh, yes they are. What am I talking about? I was looking for them to be green, but as you can see here, it goes up and down by 1. Here it goes up and down by 1.4, it looks like. So they have, like here they have 9 points. This they have 9 points too, but as an elf mage, they get bonus for wisdom. That's through all the stat system. Okay, so that part is working.
Oh yes, I've been waiting for this.
Me too. Press play. We're just gonna kind of run through some things to make sure. Let's add some. Oh, that's not working. Oh, okay. It was. I can't see. My eyes. It's very small text. Okay. Give her some gold so I can get through this first quest here. Aha. Dialogue UI has not been assigned. Well, that's NPC gold quest. This has nothing to do with oh, now it crashed. Okay, hopefully it doesn't keep crashing. That would be a whole nother issue. It was something UI, dialogue UI wasn't assigned. It's not assigned to any of these. That's weird. Dialogue, do dialogue UI. I did not name it. Something easily found. That's my bad. Inventory, character creation, actors, UI, canvas, game, continue. Ooh. Huh. Maybe it's in here. Maybe it's not prefab. Dialogue. Oh, maybe it's one of these. Maybe it's this. Okay, it's probably this. Let me just hook these up. This is my guess, is that it's this. We'll find out. Okay. Press play. It will load the last saved game. The save and load module does that automatically for you. All right, so we're going to add some gold. We're going to go talk to the lady. Okay. Did that. I'm just going to check. So as I get this, I'm going to get the haste condition. And then we saw some of these go up. As this goes down to 0, it's going to give us the exhausted condition. And our stats will change. It's going to be the first one, the first column here. Okay, and then as that expires, this will go too. There we go. Okay, so it does appear to be working. Isn't that nice? That's nice. It does appear to be working, which is wonderful because all of these lines used to be on all of these. These are still fairly long, and they're going to be long. Like the condition list has all these custom ones for receiving transfers, expiration actions, not to mention all these count periodic, count infinite, count, all these different count options that only really deal with this. So yeah, I think what I think is that this is about to be a stream because there's only a couple people watching and it's been 2.5 hours and I'm gonna get to go to the store to get some I don't know, something for the barbecue for barbecues. Maybe I'll bring French fries. And my air fryer. But then I can't ride my bike if I bring my air fryer. And air fryer French fries are better than oven baked French fries. Everybody knows that. Okay, I won't bring French fries. I was thinking about bringing my air fryer in my bike basket, but my air fryer is bigger than my bike basket, I think. So anyways, that's something for me to figure out. I'm also going to be continuing to work on this a little bit more, but I'm going to take a break before doing that more. I was going to be adding more to the actual documentation itself, but this stream basically took the whole time to get these converted. I think there might be a few other methods here, like owner might be able to change, but that's I have stats owner, so maybe not. Game ID, maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, I think we got all of the common ones over. The ads we're not moving over because why? Because there was just so much custom stuff, right? Contains, receive transfer, transfer to. Those also have tons of custom stuff. Remove at. Wait, did we convert remove at? We did do remove at. So affect stats dirty list, remove at, and add this to Blackboard. Okay, so we can do that. Remove at. Did we do these other removes as well? We did. So I have to delete these. Did I remove all? We did. Okay, so we need to remove these and this dot that and remove all. Do we do remove exact and game ID? Remove exact. Didn't do remove exact, but we did do remove game ID. Okay. And remove exact. Why didn't we do that? Can we convert this? Okay, I figured we could now that we've done all the other stuff. Copy it. Remove game ID. We'll put it there. Remove exact. Yep, that should work. This dot. Okay. And clear. We did clear. And can we do this? Can we convert this? Okay. Okay. Now let's do the same to these. This is where we need the this is. This is good. It's really nice because it really just makes all these less busy. I got remove type, right? Remove type. Oh. these. I like how it describes what it does. Oops. Okay, now we've got remove type for everything too, so that's nice. Okay, remove exact, remove at, one of these. Clear. We did these as well, right? Yep. Okay. And looks like we still have another something somewhere. Okay. This is going to make it a lot easier to make these cleaner as well. That's staying. Those two I deleted, those are, yeah, try get. Oh, we need that try get. Do we need this one? No, this one's standard get. But this try get has the attribute ID. These are my to-dos to add those. Remove at. I'm leaving these because they have the attribute ID on them, and that means that they will only remove it if it has the attribute ID. Just checking these. Let's make sure. Yeah, use ignore quest items. So I guess Okay. And game condition list. Let's go through these. I know I said I was going to end the stream and then I didn't. It happens. Expiration actions, periodic actions. Did we do? No, that's right. We yeah, everyone has those. Okay. Almost confused myself. Why these look different than the other ones? Just fixed a bug. Transfer to. Yeah, okay. Should be fine. We'll have to check. Okay, and then some errors here. Conditions. Do we not have a remove exact? We don't. Okay, let's make one where we have remove exact, where it takes in a string game ID. And what we're going to do is say try get by, no, get game, try get game ID, game modules list. So if we don't do it, then return. Otherwise, we have our found. Okay. why do we use this here? Remove condition. We now have remove all. Remove all of condition, that condition, and we will say remove all of condition that, and then remove all of a condition, all of a condition, and we don't need this. So remove all of condition by a UID, remove all UID. Okay. Why is this one? Oh. Oh, this is interesting. I didn't expect something like this. Generate loot. Let's generate a new list of item objects. Loot box inventory is what? This is a game item object list. I would think this would work. Oh, wait a minute. No, this is return a game item object list. And this is returning game modules list. Game modules list. I see. We need the clone method still on these. because they are not, because the T type is the object type, not the list type. Okay, so we still need the clone on all these. But it's going to be of each type. So game item object type, or object list, game item object list, and 2, game item attribute list, game item attribute list, 3, game quest list, quest list, 4, and last one, 5. Game stat list. Game stat list. All right, so that should fix that problem. And from this, we will now remove that. That's not what we need there. Okay. And this is saying, what is it? Set attribute is the item object variables. Oh. We must have removed from the so this is going to be the game item attribute list. Should have contains we're passing a okay, yeah. Contains, I probably just accidentally deleted the one contains like this. Contains. Yeah. All right, so this goes above contains, below try get. You don't have a try get. Oh, that's a different below something in the middle. Item attribute contains this dot contains that. Okay, so we need a method that allows us to pass in an item attribute, and I probably just deleted it by accident, of course. All right, this is good. Let's just press play again, make sure things kind of still do their thing. Okay, we need to give ourselves some gold.
Well, you thought, well, that worked.
Give ourselves a condition, poison as well. We are losing health. All of this is on Mac, by the way, so this is the whole thing about using the game modules. These things are just automatic.
Hello, goody goblin drops.
We can pick things up. We can equip things.
So you better hurry up.
Dog might be dead already. Ooh, I think we rescued it in time.
Oh, yippee. Yippee.
Oh, we got quest items.
You have found my cue.
All right. Oh,
I was so worried.
the inventory there. Okay,
Because I
perfect.
am very hungry. And I didn't want to eat a cold dinner.
All right, perfect. Everything seems to be working. All right, so now I will call it a stream because we did that. That was good. Those are some good updates. These are all much smaller than they used to be. Now this is only 180 lines. This cut out. It's less than half the size now. All right. What can I say? That was fun. I hope you had fun too. If anyone actually stayed the whole time and was paying attention the whole time. Oh, just under 3 hours. Perfect. Anyways, Have a great day, have a great night, and I will see you later. Thanks.